So in adapting this book, can you tell us about sort of like what stuck out from it that you were like, I can turn this into a show, and how do you not get lost in like the mythology of the universe?
Nothing. Dirk Gently is unadaptable. Trying to adapt it is a fool's errand. Trying to do a direct plot adaptation of either of the books will inevitably lead to failure. It's like, it's like invading a land invasion of Russia from the West. You can't do it. There's too many details, and you lose something important.
It's about capturing the spirit of it.
So I just wanted to write something in that style using that character. And even that character is sort of impenetrable. So I wanted to make him penetrable. Now you want to watch our show? Somebody on it's penetrable.
Can you talk about some of the challenges of trying to bring something that difficult to
I'd say I think the biggest thing for us was the tone of the show, which is a real balance. It's not a comedy show, but it's very funny. The timing of it is such that the actors have to be capable of comedy. There's also thriller aspects, and you want the jeopardy to be real. You want people to feel like the stakes are real, and so you have to walk that line between being funny but not being so funny that it takes you out of the show, makes you feel like things aren't really happening. So we wanted to create this grounded world in which these characters are real and identifiable, and then these sort of slightly more odd characters and things, intrude on that world.
Yeah.
And finding actors who could pull that off was I'd say the biggest challenge.
Well, because you have to care. This isn't a half-hour comedy. You have to follow the story religiously. You have to be invested in these people once the crossbows and guns come out, and they do come out quite often. We lose people on this show pretty regularly.
Like one of the things that people don't often give actors enough credit for are reactions. And when you react to something that is unbelievable that you've never seen before, there's a way to do it that makes you feel like that thing is still really happening, as opposed to, well, that's not possible. And there's a lot of those things in this show.
Oh, 100%. We are towing the line, fantasy, science fiction. We're doing the whole thing. I've fully committed to doing Douglas Adams, but you can't do Douglas Adams by doing Douglas Adams, because only Douglas Adams could do Douglas Adams. So you can do the next best thing, which is like a mix of, Terry Gilliam, Shane Black, the Coen brothers. I mean, the list of influences on this show, from Monty Python to Fawlty Towers to Sherlock Holmes to friggin' Inspector Clouseau. You go in and out to friggin' The Bourne Identity. This show pulls from everything, because to do Douglas Adams, you need the mise en scène of a genius, and we don't have that. But we do have me, and I'm not a genius, but I am very loud. So,
talk about the decision to film in Vancouver, and how's Vancouver been?
Well, I live there, so I love it. I was very happy about that decision. It's actually been quite a challenge for us because the town is very, very busy right now. Yeah. So we are competing with about 40 or 50 other shows for locations and crew and
It's my first time working in TV, and I would describe the process as a nightmare, but the show is good. So,
producing television, I mean, look, we're not saving lives here, but it is.
You say that all the time, even when I feel like I'm going to die.
Well, yeah, but you do always feel like you're really walking the edge of a cliff, teetering on the brink of falling over into the apocalypse, and you just have to kind of get used to the fact that you're juggling a million balls at once, and eventually a show comes out the other end, hopefully a good one.
Can you talk a little bit about finding that cast that you've put together?
Well, my throat is getting sore.
We just wandered the streets.
I did a lot of yelling. Anybody want to be in a TV show? Elijah was, I think, where was he living? He was living in
Austin.
Yeah, in Austin, in a cave, and we went to find him. He had a big beard.
He'd rather do Dirk Gently or be a DJ.
Yeah,
and I think
Well, I'll just never forget. Me and Rob decided descending into that cave, our lanterns glittering in the darkness. Elijah's collected geodes and stray shoes, his large beard. We said, we want you to be an actor. He said, I don't do that anymore.
What's amazing actually is how clear for us the choices were. We literally saw hundreds and hundreds of people for each role, and there was really no comparison between the people who popped out and said, to us, that's Dirk Gently, or that's Farrah Black. It was amazing how
and all the people we liked are on the show anyway. Anyone who didn't get the role, if we liked their performance enough, they're in a different role that we thought they'd be better for. Neil Brown Jr. is friggin' fantastic.
Yeah.
Osric Chow, Michael Eklund. I mean, it's a good cast. And what's fun is that it's a real deck of cards, and we can play different cards at different times. Characters who seem totally unimportant, you'll be like, why is Osric Chow playing such a small, non-speaking part in the first episode? And we slowly play the cards. Everything is connected. You meet almost the entire cast of the show, of the entire first season, in the first episode. Everyone.
Which drove our casting people crazy, because we had a lot of work to do.
Started killing them pretty quickly, so...